My name is Tabner Wisdom, and I will be doing my documentary on cannabis use in ancient Asia. So, cannabis use has been used for medicinal and religious purposes throughout the history of mankind. In this documentary, we will explore the history of cannabis use in ancient societies such as China, India, and the ancient nomads, the Scythians. Alright. Firstly, we will look at ancient China's usage of cannabis. In ancient China, cannabis use was very prevalent for a variety of things, such as religious ceremonies and medicinal purposes. Ancient China focused on more cannabis seeds for the medicinal properties, particularly for the treatment of digestive disorders, skin diseases, and general pain. Along with this, the ancient Chinese were also interested in using the whole cannabis plant. The Chinese people were more innovative and explorative in their utilization of cannabis, incorporating the oils, stalks, roots, leaves, flowers, and achenes into their medicinal practices. According to the Divine Farmer's Material Medica, a translation of Shen Nan Ben Cao Jing, cannabis is stated to be one of the five sacred plants, with its use dating back to the Han Dynasty, which was around 206 BCE to around 222 CE. Cannabis was used in many medicinal preparations for ailments such as pain relief, treatment for rheumatism and malaria, and as an anesthetic. This primary source text provides valuable insight into how the ancient Chinese people used cannabis as a medicine and for religious ceremonies. Next, we will take a look at ancient India. The earliest recorded use of cannabis in India was in the Arthavarta Veda, which is written around 1500 BCE, where it was used for medicinal purposes to treat things such as phlegm, cadagar, diarrhea, and just pain treatment and used as an anesthetic. According to the Hymns of Arthavarta, which is one of the most sacred texts in Hinduism, it mentions that cannabis is one of the five sacred crops to create soma, a sacred substance that was believed to have psychedelic properties and was often used in religious ceremonies. Finally, our last ancient civilization will be the Scythians, who were a nomadic tribe of people who lived in Russia and Central Asia. It is believed they used cannabis for rituals and also used it in their everyday lives for recreational use. Archaeological discoveries in this area have indicated that the Scythians made use of cannabis in their daily lives, as shown by the recovery of burnt hemp seeds in a copper censer and a leather flask, which were discovered in the frozen tombs of Pizerk in Serbia. In the Histories by Herodotus, it gives us a first-person recap of how the Scythians used cannabis, stating they grew hemp that was remarkably like flax, and used it to make clothing that was similar to linen. The Scythians also used hemp seeds to create a vapor bath, which they thought was a substitute for bathing. They also reacted strongly when immersed in the vapor, yelling screams of joy. The Scythian women used a mixture of pounded cypress, cedar, and frankincense wood to wash their bodies and faces, which left their skin looking great. We will now take a look at the artifacts these civilizations used to consume cannabis. One of the many ways cannabis was consumed in ancient China was through the use of these hot stones, which were burned in a wooden brazier. This wooden brazier was found the Jerzanko Cemetery in western China, which was used around 2,500 years ago to smoke cannabis. Next, for ancient India, I decided to choose a location, which is the Natajar Temple. Ceremonies were often dedicated to gods in temples or shrines similar to this temple. This temple is dedicated to the god Shiva, who is well known for his love of cannabis in Hinduism. The slide on ancient India actually depicted a picture of him. He was the blue man drinking soma. Finally, this golden bong was found in a kurgan, which is a tomb located in the Caucasus Mountains of southern Russia. It is believed to have been used to smoke cannabis and opium around 2,400 years ago. It was also believed to have been a tribal leader's bong of the Scythians. All right, I just want to say thank you for listening, and here are the credits.